intro was going to be awesome.
Welcome to Cold Boys Racing and Gardner Motorsport. We are doing this video to give a little bit of a discussion on and a bit of a debrief on how the year went, what we got up to, you know, plans for next year and whatever else. Thought this is the easiest way to get about it. You know, we love doing our YouTube videos, even though people have been waiting like 3 years for one.
Yeah. Still waiting on that late model video.
Still waiting on that late model video. But you know, can't help bad.
But if you keep waiting, it'll come.
One day it'll come.
We'll get a 1 year anniversary late model video.
Yeah.
I think that's already be 2 years.
That'd be like your last win too.
That's fair.
Fire a shot in early.
Fire a shot.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
Right, so moving on, we'll start off by talking about the start of the season. We come out on a real high with Chris taking the old street stock title there up at Kingaroy. How was that for you, bud?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We only went up there just
Shocks up.
So,
Checks up.
Shocks up.
yeah, we went up there. Me and Guards just drove up there in his collie, and yeah, we just went up there to just have a bit of fun and play around with the stocky. It was only the second meeting they've ever raced SSA street stocks, and
Think you need to explain the trip up there for everyone to get the.
Oh, I can explain
the
that
view.
actually. My shock is up right now.
I'm going down.
So, long trip from Newcastle to Coffs Harbour, late after work. We get to Coffs Harbour about half a tank of fuel.
Yeah, it said 300 Ks.
Half a tank of fuel, you know.
300 Ks.
There's only like, it's only like 200 and something Ks to
No, it's
be at Ballina.
170.
170?
170.
Close to 200.
Thought we'd be fine.
And I bet him if we ran out of fuel before Ballina, he'd have to walk to Ballina. And believe it or not, we ran out of fuel.
Didn't have to walk, we got a lift. Got hitchhiked.
Yeah.
Really nice guy actually gave us a lift.
And his prime mover.
In his prime mover, his B-double, unhooked and everything, drove me to Ballina. Unhooked at Ballina after he got a $100 fuel drum. That was,
Can you explain why you didn't just siphon you some fuel out of his truck?
Yeah, I left the fuel drum and the siphon hose at the workshop.
Yeah.
We were having a good time.
Yeah.
We did try to come up with some alternative options, but we just had nothing there to do anything. We were going to just fill up water bottles, but we didn't have any water either.
We gave ourselves a 2 hour kind of window to see if we can kind of hijack a truck or whatever.
Yeah.
And then if that wasn't going to happen, we were dead set unloading the race car and driving the cunt to Ballina.
It had no fuel though.
But we would have got a little bit further.
Yeah, it would have been close. We wouldn't have to walk as far. Then we would have to fill the car up and then go back and get diesel.
Yeah, true. But lucky we didn't have to do that.
An old mate was an awesome
Very nice
bloke.
guy.
Wouldn't take money out, ended up just giving him cash, just leaving his truck once he got out. But yeah, he was awesome. Bob tailed us back there. There was so much respect.
It was fun.
It was a fun part.
That was the beginning of a very good weekend.
Yeah, it was.
What time did we get into Kingaroy?
I think we rolled in about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, about 4:30 I think.
Yeah,
Had a
early
few
trip
hours
for us.
sleep.
Weren't late to scrutiny.
We didn't know there was time, so we probably were, but
Can't
They
imagine
were
you guys
definitely
being
late.
yeah.
I think they were calling our names. Well, Chris's name. I say Al.
No one cares about
But-
Brock Gardner.
No, they
Yeah,
don't.
we had Kurt Wilson and Wes ring us, and like, where are you? So,
Yeah, I
like,
know
just
the
getting out of
same
bed. We actually went to Bunnings and bought some more fuel drums and some tools. We didn't take any
Yeah, we
tools.
didn't take anything but the car. Well, luckily we loaded the car. So we
I didn't
bought our
real-
own tools up there, fuel drums, fuel, our own motel. What else did we get? We got a good deal on some Zito stuff.
Yeah, we did buy a lot of Zito stuff. They should sponsor us.
A lot of the stuff we did buy we didn't use. But
We had it there if we
We had
needed
it.
it. We had a
Yeah.
compressor.
yeah, we had
No,
a
we
compressor. Yeah, a little inflatable Zito one.
Yeah,
That was mine.
Yeah.
we don't care about that now.
That was a good night though.
It was a good night. Yeah, we rolled off P10. Actually went a lap down. We sort of got halfway through the race and just started cruising. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to win. Just cruising along, and then they just lapped us, and then there was Yatesy in front of us, and they didn't quite get him. But yeah, she was a bit of a show. When we went a lap down, it was just confusing as we passed back for to get back on the lead lap. I think 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, man, it was.
Every time we got back on the lead lap, it was yellow. Do it again. Let's go. But yeah, Yatesy had a bit of power steering problems, and yeah, we just cruised on and come on with the win. Ended up with a little bit of a knocky in the motor in the last couple laps. I was sort of idling around trying to keep her safe, but yeah, she was still tight at the end.
Yeah, I reckon I nearly punched a hole through the fence when you won it.
Oh, I've seen the video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I was a little bit more athletic inclined, I'd probably jump the fence, but yeah.
the fence
A little bit of weight
collapsed.
distribution there, holding you back. I think, bud.
The fence definitely would have collapsed under my body weight.
But yeah, so we started the season out on a real high with taking that out, and then we moved on to Lismore for I think it was the first round of Mr. Modified, the Lord Mayor's Cup. Can't remember which one. Lord Mayor's Cup usually first, but did they run that this year?
Mr. Modified.
Was
No,
Mr.
it's Lord
Modified?
Mayor Cup first.
Lord Mayor's
I don't
Cup.
think we went up there.
I don't think we
Lord
raced,
Mayor's
so I
Cup
think we
was
give it a
first.
miss.
Yeah, because we were trying to get Guards' car done. And we
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes,
We
that was
took-
another thing.
We missed Lord Mayor's Cup.
Only by a few hours.
We're a few hours late for scrutiny here that day, so we just decided to give it a miss. But yeah, rolled up for round 1 of Mr. Modified, and we just started the night absolutely shit house. All of us were, what, 13, 15 and 16 or something
Nah, I think we
ridiculous?
were like,
I was 10, Dad was 11.
yeah,
No,
I was
I
like
was like
13.
third. No, I was the furthest back because I sailed past both of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the bottom anyway.
It was something weird. It was like we went like this.
I was
in the-
11, Guards might have been 12.
No, I might have
You
been.
were that
You
was
might have
on the
been
outside.
10.
I started
might
on the
have
outside. I was
I was
like
on the
14th or
inside.
something.
been- Yeah, you might have been 9th. I was
All back.
10th. You were 11th or something like
Whatever it was, we sucked. But
that. We were still racing together though.
yeah.
We had lots of fun.
We rolled out the gate and I shot off like a fucking, I don't know, horse
Ran up
out-
a drain pipe.
Ran up a drain pipe, horse out a gate or something. Then
Gerbil
I was
Felching contest.
Gerbil in a Felching contest. Yeah. Like, moving on from that, I sailed around the top and yeah, was up into 4th when the gearbox shit itself, and then I was driving around one-handed, holding it in gear, and it was just inevitable that it was gonna throw itself to pieces. And I think I got 24 out of the 40 laps or 50 laps, whatever.
Yeah, you got about halfway.
Well, yeah, I was rooted. I was not making the 50, holding it in gear. It was hard to drive.
Being
And-
Guards were just racing ourselves.
Yeah, they were racing for any position behind me because, you know, I was...
I think it was
that's-
5th and 6th to be
It was
honest.
the one night that I was
Yeah.
actually
Nah,
better than them.
6th and 7th.
6th and 7th for a bit.
Rosie was
and
in front of us. That's
then you battled. I think you finished one
I did some
spot.
monster trucking that night, remember?
No, I do remember that.
Yeah. I think you finished 2 spots ahead of me at the end. I think.
No, one spot.
One
You
spot.
were right behind me. I didn't get Rosie. It was still in front
Yeah,
of me.
we were having a good
It
race
was
though
6
for
and
the
7.
first.
Finished 6 and 7.
Yeah, for the first like outing of the year, we just bashed the cars together. As everyone knows, we do gin race cars together. So,
Probably shouldn't say gin.
well, we do dodgily put our race cars together that
Sometimes.
are continuously fast. But
And everyone does let us know that we do that.
yeah, a lot of
they
other
do
people
talk,
do let us
talk a lot
know,
about
so,
it.
Yeah.
which is good. I like feedback. So, no, it was a good race. Like first time ever, I thought I was actually going to beat Chris fair and square. So,
So I seen him.
You
I'm
never
like,
had
not
Chris.
today, brother.
Nah. Never had him.
You never had your car.
No, you're right.
As
Never.
Vin Diesel once said.
I seen him. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Even though we didn't win, we ran 6 and 7. But
But
anyway.
Chris Corbett will let you know that he beat you no matter what position you come.
I don't even think Brock's passed me all season. Just saying.
No, I don't think I have, but I have beat you fair and square.
I
But
started-
we'll get onto that though. So.
Yeah, let's not get
We'll get
sidetracked
there.
this early in the
Yeah,
video, eh?
We'll get
Yeah,
there.
moving on from that, I think we run to... That would roll us into the next round of Mr. Modified where...
Nah, Super Dirt Week.
Super Dirt Week? Are you sure?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, this
No,
one
we had
was after
another-
Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, that rolled us
roll
round
into
to that, and I was driving my car out on the Friday night or Thursday night, whatever night it was, and it was straightening my front bar up, missed the front bar, and hit the side of my foot with the sledgehammer and thought I broke my foot, and then found a broken valve in my motor about an hour later, so... That put me out of Super Dirt Week for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe the double foot thing or...
The foot thing was pretty funny.
The foot thing was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
The funny thing was I was just about to tell him he's about to hit his foot, and
I hit my
before I
foot.
could say anything, he hit his foot.
And it was his last go. It was just one more hit.
Well,
One more
Right.
hit to straighten her up, and I straightened me foot. So that was fantastic. It was a fun weekend, but you boys did wonders the first night. I'm
turned-
pretty sure the cars come home looking worse than
Wow.
they've ever been.
Yeah, I think I
When we got there, it was still about the trip there, man. Like,
I think we got some
trying
beer
to get
cans.
there.
yeah, a lot of they looked a lot like crushed beer cans that you get 10 cents for, because that's what they looked like. But
The night before was pretty rough pulling my motor out though.
yeah, we had a massive night before getting some stuff fixed on Chris's car, and
Because we were up at the track the day before, so I didn't get back, and then we pulled my motor out because we found a washer in my starter motor. I'm like,
Wasn't sure if it was like a crank washer or something, like crank bolt washer or whatever. So thought we'd pull it just to be safe, and we got that knocked over by about 6 a.m. in the morning, and then we loaded her up and scoured and everything.
Oh, and then front axle. Carl's put the front axle together and it just broke.
Yeah.
Just randomly.
But we loaded them up and hit the road for round 1. Yeah, well, night 1 of Super Dirt Series. And
yeah, she was.
Did we have time trials that night, or was it just straight?
Time trials.
Yeah.
I don't remember where you
time trial like 3rd.
Yeah, 4th I think it was. Yeah, 3rd or 4th.
4th, I'm feeling it was 4th. Yeah.
That was the second meeting in a new car that we just built to open motor as well.
First
so
round at Grafton as well.
pretty confident that night, but it went downhill after that. So first heat race was quickly.
There's a great video of the Brock running straight in the back of Chris through the dust.
There's that, and the first heat, I think it was last lap or something. I just missed the cushion by I don't know, half a foot. Jumped the cushion, and because the cushion was so high in Grafton at the point. Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
That was the first heat you saw us title and your accelerator got stuck.
I thought it was Super Dirt Week.
No, I'm always right.
You are? No, I'm not gonna.
He's
That could have
wrong,
been fine, but. Oh no, that was the night I ran into the back
Told
of
you,
Polson. But if
Well,
you didn't
sorry,
break
Todd.
again, anyway.
If I didn't break, I just
Bobbled.
bubbled.
Yeah, sorry, Todd.
It wasn't a break.
If you're going to watch this while you're in America, mate, I'm sorry.
It wasn't
But-
a break. It was a bobble.
It was a bobble,
Definite
yeah.
bobble.
But yes, I wrote the whole right-hand side of the car off when it was brand new, essentially.
Then the whole
So
back of my thing on the left side, it was still straight until that.
Yeah, we did have some straight race cars. Then mine was still straight till later in the season, but you know.
Makes you feel it. I still won that
packed
heat.
her up, went home.
Yeah.
I still won that heat, just saying.
But yeah, you guys we packed up, sailed back home to fix them up, and then I went to bed because I
Another
was.
night, yeah.
Dale was meant to be. He's like, yeah, man, I'll give you a hand tonight because he went to sleep the night before because he broke his foot. Obviously, he was being a bit scared about it.
And then
we get home and yeah, Dale was already in bed.
I was in bed again. I was pretty stuffed, eh? The painkillers were really knocking me around. I couldn't barely walk.
Yeah, it was funny.
But yeah, then they I feel like every time we arrive to a meeting, it's actually better than the actual meeting. Like the
Yeah, we
trip
got a
there is
great-
always better.
We got a great reception coming in at about 6 o'clock when the first heat was lining up.
So I'm sitting on the infield. I'm doing all filming and stuff for the night. I'm sitting in one of the golf buggies. And we're like, where the fuck are these guys? I've rung them up and yeah, no, we're on our way.
No, the truck was stuck.
Yeah.
Dad told us we had to come.
Yeah, Dad. Daddy made us come.
Yeah,
But,
that was a proper dad made us come night.
Standing on the infield and you
That
just see
sounds
the
weird,
truck
but
sail
moving on.
past at about 150
Yeah,
kilometres an hour through Grafton streets as fast as that semi will probably not
we were
go.
running,
And
terribly
then
late actually.
Trent Dew goes over the microphone and look who's finally arrived, Common Boys Racing, and the crowd just went ballistic, and I don't even know why. They all sucked that weekend.
Yeah, we sucked.
We did.
And then they park in the fucking chute and watch the first heat and don't
Yeah.
even unload.
Yeah, then we parked it, got out, watched the second heat,
Yeah.
and everyone's kind of looking at us backwards, walking on unloading their cars, and we're like,
Well,
let's
like
now
we're
see how the
like,
track was, so we could get prepared for our third heat and only heat of the night. So
and we had to start rear too.
yeah, we did. Yeah.
No, well, you can't help bad.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Oh, no,
Where did we
bad.
finish that night?
I
Well,
finished.
you were a DNF, and
No,
I
I
think I
finished.
finished.
You finished.
Did
That's
I?
the night the sales were going.
Oh yeah, you passed me on the outside.
Flappy sales.
Jeez, I think I was deep, man. I was like 8 or something.
Yeah.
We started 15 and 16 though.
Yeah. Well, we started
late.
deep, but
That's what happens when you
Yeah.
miss a couple eats, boys. Just
Yeah,
put that out
I
there.
think I ended up
was it 6th or something? I thought it
Fifth.
was
I
a
thought
couple.
it was a fourth, eh?
nah, it wasn't
Nah.
fourth.
Oh,
No.
no. We
It was
don't-
5th or 6th or
It
something.
wasn't
I think it was
anything
8th or
good,
9th or
so.
something.
I
Because
think
I
you
think
were-
I was
I think
struggling
you-
to get past McNamara late in that race, and you snuck by him.
Yeah, early.
So
Yeah, well, I was feeling great on the infield in that golf buggy thing.
Dale's been our little cheerleader on the infield
Yeah,
amongst these races.
I took
so.
some really good videos. That's all I'm good
Yeah.
for, apparently.
What did we have after that?
That would have been the next Mr. Modified round, where that was another horror show because we had the bent valve in mine and couldn't fix it over Christmas properly. I couldn't get my heads repaired, so I chucked another set of heads on, and they just
Too
were
big a
shit. The too big a port. The cam that we put in wasn't right, and I think it was throwing a rocker in that last heat as well.
Threw another one, and
It
you had
broke
a
a
leak as
rocker,
well,
yeah.
I think. But
Yeah, it was just a horror night for me. Massive engine dramas. But
I started 16. Guards actually qualified the thing off third.
Yeah,
It was on Stellanite.
Yeah, that
2
was a good
seconds.
start.
2 seconds, and then we just had a leaking bowl in the carby or something like that, and it just filled the cylinders up full of fuel and meant to start third, and there wasn't. Honestly, there was a lot of pretty quick cars behind, so which we were happy with. It's where we want to race, but yeah, it just didn't fire, and that was it. Watched it from the infield.
Yeah, I was waving to you.
Yeah.
You didn't look happy.
No, I wasn't that happy. I wasn't that happy about that one, but
you weren't feeling it, though.
No.
But no, that was actually a good race. Chris sailed the thing through to fourth. That was a good show.
We did have some good pace in the cars early, though.
We had some very fast cars at Lismore. But yeah, moving on to the following meetings. What did we do next? Was it Moama next?
No, we did a couple of shows ago.
Yeah, I think we did a few New South Wales title and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about New South Wales title.
Yeah.
That was still not for
I know that's still not for Dale. Yeah, got my right heads fixed up and the right cam back in it, and someone decided to leave an earth wire off when they were putting my motor back together that we didn't know
So
about.
I didn't personally know that it come off the car, so I didn't put it back on.
Sitting in a manifold bolt.
That was my bad. It wasn't in a manifold bolt, it was just sitting on the manifold. I don't know how it ran.
Yeah,
Anyway, it was
just,
off.
It just started bridging earth, and it would work for about 5 milliseconds and then stop.
And your rock covers fell off too. That was pretty respect.
The rock
still
cover-
done those up. Nico sent me.
It was fucking.
That was weird.
Fucking horrible night. I don't know how my rock cover falls off, but yeah.
I checked it twice, and it's just weird. But
I just
Some shit happens
You know,
some days.
there's a term that I like to use. If it can break, it will break. Dale Corbett.
That's right.
So yeah, bad night for me again. I got to I started. I think the only good thing was the second heat. I started off 5th or something. Got into 2nd behind Robbo. And then the thing just cut out. But, you know, it was coming. I was going good for that 2.5
it
laps.
still didn't have the earth bolted on. I just can't believe it ran.
We don't know how it ran, but after that it was. I know we still had the Britain that was a shit fight and stopping as well. But yeah,
Yeah, we
that
didn't
New
have
South
a bit.
Wales title was terrible.
I think I started 21st in a fucking 20-car field somehow. I don't know the promoter or anything, but
Sounds like a pretty good bloke.
yeah, I think I ended up finishing like 8th or something, 7th or 8th, which was still in the top 10, but starting that far back, there's no way you can do anything with that, you know?
I started at a 6 or 4. 6. I think
6,
started
yeah.
at 6.
Yeah.
We're running alright at the start of the race, then we had a restart, and the left rear shock just wasn't working, so I wasn't getting any drive. And just ended up in a bit of a tangle with
Couple of different
cars in the, and ended up backwards, spinning through the field. It was pretty cool. Just broke some stuff and kept going, but yeah, we just at the end it just wouldn't work. So we ended up
Pulled in,
pulling on.
safe to pull in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I ended up on 7th or 8th or something, but
my only thing I think it finished
Nothing.
10th
hey,
pulling in.
yeah, you're
Probably
dead
still
right.
beat Gardner
Yeah.
pulling in.
I actually
You
two
did
laps
right.
ahead of you.
One lap.
No, I didn't lap you.
Moving on from that, we went to the Britain, which again was another wonderful night for me. Still battling the misfire cutting out problem, and just got pile driven into the wall at the end of the straight.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Had some wonderful things to say about that, and
I didn't think it was a question of you got piled in. It was 100%.
Yeah, I think it was just happening.
Yeah.
Coming out of turn 2, I just. Yeah.
You know,
if
honestly-
I was the car behind, I probably would have backed out, but
Turns out you weren't.
you weren't.
luckily I wasn't.
Yeah.
So.
And
I
Mr.
prob-
Mick would have been pissed.
But another wrecked car. For no
Very
reason.
wrecked car for no reason. Tore everything out of it.
Price diff, everything.
Yeah, and I would say that was the end of my bad luck for the year, but
Nah.
shit, it just
Be
kept on
mind
coming.
yourself.
Yeah. Where did you end up, Fish? Oh, me and you were.
Yeah, we went out the
Well-
same lap as
Well, yeah. Well. I had a very, very terrible. Felt good in hot laps. First heat, felt like I'd never driven a race car in my entire life, and that's exactly how it looked.
it did look absolutely.
I think I finished second to
Blanche.
Blanchy, and what'd you go in your first heat?
I won.
You won your first.
Yeah, just casually, I won.
Kind of started off okay. Probably should have won my heat by a mile, but I didn't. Third heat, second heat, pretty average. I can't even remember my second heat, to be honest with you.
No.
I know I didn't make the invert to go to the rear,
Top
which
7.
would have been nice being the last Britain.
they're still running
And my
at
first
Arch-
Britain.
at Archerfield.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Sydney
yeah.
next year.
But yeah, it would have been nice for my first Britain to be able to
I think
be
I did.
quick enough to go to the rear, but
I think I DNF'd the next 2 heats. I don't know.
yeah, I'm
I
not
had
too
no
sure.
points.
And
I
then
think I won a heat. I don't know. Maybe I didn't win the first heat. It was
Yeah.
second heat. No,
I
because I was watching you from the infield.
I can't remember.
No, you won a heat, I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Either
think I
way,
started
all I
off
know
the
is
front
I
row.
sucked.
I started off the front row with Cannon.
I started third.
Fourth or third or fourth, yeah. I got to the lead on the first lap, led about 6 laps. I think Mitch came around the outside of me and thought about going to the top and kept running the bottom, and then Fish come around me on the outside, and it was just the same thing, like, do I go?
I nearly waved him up there. I'm like, you need to get to the top.
Yeah, just being on coils and stuff and bigger track than what I've been racing all year, which was Lismore and Grafton. Kind of just left myself in 2 minds, and I just picked the wrong line, and I think I was back in like 4th or 5th battling with Braid, and Chris had a problem with his motor, which we thought was a motor, but ended up being an exhaust.
Yeah, the headers cracked off on the thing. I don't know why, but yeah.
He just
we must
pulled
have run
wide,
third.
and I was on the
Pulled
bottom, and Braid kind of just met in the middle and smacked the fence and knocked the diff out of it, and me and Chris went off in the same lap, so
So
watched another one from the infield.
Went home with 3 broken race cars again.
Yeah, very broken
We
as
had
we were to find out.
We had good. Yeah, that was a interesting couple of nights before we got to Moama. Because that was the next one after that. We sailed down to
had
Moama.
a quick, couple of
2 week
weeks.
turnaround. Yeah.
We got down to
I
Moama.
don't really
My
think
thing
they're
was
that big.
destroyed.
I don't think the week's
No,
that big.
mine was casual, you know.
Pretty good now. Mine was
Maybe.
up there, I reckon.
Panel beat a couple of panels or put a diff in it or whatever.
And also we put a motor in 2 cars.
Yeah, we did a motor in both mine and Chris's car.
Diff
I went
in
up
my
to
car.
the KRE. And yeah, mine pretty much was a full rebuild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went up to the KRE and Chris went back to his
Open motor.
open big dog motor. Yeah, we went down to Moama.
Fuel left at the end of the race. Man, I was like, can we just stop getting yellows? I'm like, happy out front, just leave us go.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, we're cruising along. Then they ended up swapping the yellows like back to single file, not Delaware, because we run Delaware restarts, so the lead car gets lane choice, which gives you a little bit of advantage, which you should deserve when you're in the lead.
Yeah.
And yeah, we went back to single file, and Kevin was really quick on probably the first 5 laps of every restart. So the Delaware was ideal for me because it gave me a couple laps while he was dealing with the car beside him. And yeah, he just got beside me in turn 1 and 2 in the first restart and got up past, and we just, like, we were only early in the race, so we just sat back and worked our way, got back by him about 5 laps later, and yeah, we ended up, had about quarter to half a lap on him, and
Fair distance.
yeah, Zeke's wheel fell off. I was actually right behind him. I'm like, looking, I'm like, that thing's gonna fall off. Whee! And yeah, then we went back to the old single file restart, and yeah, Kevin just got me off the restart straight away again, which like, I knew it was going to be quick, and I figured I'd get him back. But once we sort of got going again, it was quicker. But every time I caught him, he caught a lap car, and Kevin got him in 1 and 2. I got him in 3 and 4, and then just got all that distance again, and just didn't have enough speed to catch him, and he drove a good race. It's one of those things, like,
It's racing.
beaten fair and square, it is what it is. Like, it's just racing.
And guards,
I think I
big
finished-
finish for you.
Yeah, 4th.
And none of us were happy because Chris didn't win.
Yeah, it was quite upsetting, actually. It
So
was
really-
kind of a bit of a deflated, well, he finished 2nd, and I finished 4th, which usually we'd be happy with, but like, considering our pace early on in the year, like, I hadn't been out of the top 10, knocking on the top 5, sorry, like, every meeting, and nothing, we couldn't put a night together, either 3 of us, you know.
Yeah, every time
And,
something went wrong.
I had a great battle with Hobson there for, gee, it felt like 34
laps.
laps, you know, out of the 35. No pun intended, and yeah. And yeah, we were trading like a few slide jobs, and you know, just very smart racing from like both me and him. Ended up getting by him, and then I think it was Clark from Victoria, number 11 car.
Yeah.
He started fading pretty hard, and on a restart, Blake got me and he started pretty deep as well, but Blake Everly got me, and I wasn't happy about that because I thought I was running a pretty good race, and he drove by me like I was standing still. Bit like Chris's car. My car was better on the long run, so about 5 laps, 4 or 5 laps, it would come on pretty good. So, well, Blake's car was good early, and I started running him down. He finished third, but yeah, we ended up fourth, so it wasn't too bad.
It was a good weekend, but at the same time, like, it was
disappointing.
Disappointing because it was
Good results now. Like when we look back at it, what could have been sucks, but
it's 2 years
it is
in a row.
what it is.
2 years in a row, second,
Yeah.
so it's tough times.
I mean, roof fell off. That was pretty hectic.
That was,
Yeah.
that was very interesting.
Kind of skipped over that a little bit.
Yeah,
that was a major part of the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
trying to parachute. I think he thought he was a drag car.
He did, yeah.
I was trying to hold it down when I was wheeling the top and driving with the wrong hand. I'm like, this is not ideal. I'm just gonna have to let this thing go and
just gonna let it go.
just gonna let it go and hopefully she stays on it. It actually stayed on until just after the checkered flag, and then guards actually smoked the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, I actually copped it in the rock screen, the whole thing. So
yeah, I missed it. I was right behind him, and I managed to miss it. But
he owes me a roof.
Yeah, well,
we can't all be as good as me.
So
He owed me roof guards.
anyway,
Moving on from that, we went to Lismore.